Thanks for staying with us. All right, so we're going to take a few comments and wrap up.
Okay, TCP says, as religious as many Africans are, we have not learned to allow our religion to temper our character. Yeah. As a Christian, I have learned that the fruit of the Spirit is more important than the gifts of the Spirit. We could talk about, okay, he's asking us to move to another topic. Asana Silas says, this has got nothing to do with Nima. Those women are individuals and then so-called clerics. They lack anything that holds moral, where self-control cannot be exhibited. If she had a knife, what would she have done? Babalola Samuel says, Auntie Miriam, I feel your vibe this morning. Respect to all the aunties in the house. The attitude of comparing in Christianity is rampant. Comparing herself materially with each other in achievement would ruin her call. Please tell the prophetess that competition, but is not competition, but God's assignment. Okay.
So Mina TP says, anything that comes to the public space can be discussed by anybody, irrespective of their religion or ethnicity. Your view didn't go to the church WhatsApp group to do this out. It was posted on X. Bola Joko says, well done, ladies. By their fruits you shall know them. Didn't Daddy Adeboye have a response to the Seleman before he decided to keep mute? Let me just quickly add, sometimes when the Pharisees and the Sadducees came to Jesus to annoy him with very ridiculous questions, he didn't respond to them. He will be writing.
Prof is here. Prof say.
He will be writing, and that writing is, he would take his time. He would process. He was a human being too when he came in, so I'm sure some of those questions would have annoyed him.
Yeah.
But then he will calm down, take his time, so that when he responds, he gives them something to go and think about. What we can begin to do is, when we're upset, calm down. You don't have to react immediately. Give it time. When you come back, you react from a better place that you'll be proud of tomorrow. Yeah. And always ask yourself, if I do this now and I see it in the next 1 week, would I be proud that I did it?
After you have calmed down.
Yes,
when you see
now see clearly, yeah.
Olushola James Taiwo says, good morning, lovely ladies. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. The cloak is only an outward appearance. The true person lies underneath the name, title, or garment. Exactly. This public outburst is a let-off on an underlying personal issue between them.
Prof says, it's pure spiritual, that's Professor Imonoka, one I usually like is sweet. It's pure spiritual immaturity when we can't micromanage our emotions and anger and decide to resort to a layman lack of spiritual acculturation and self-control. We must resolve to approach the throne of grace without entrusting our souls and relationships with God to individuals, or entrust our destinies in the hands of individuals rather than God, which is why many Christian leaders see themselves as alternate God and the only means and way to God's answering our prayers. Imagine praying through this kind of person.
No, you'll be surprised they can get results. No, so it's not about sometimes.
How? I want to understand.
Wait now.
The vial of that talk.
Some people stand on the pulpit and they are able to pray for you. Their own lives may be dirty and have things, but somehow God uses them. God can use anybody. Yes, so let's not assume because somebody is speaking this way, God cannot use this person.
So, Morayo, the gifts of God are without recompense. That's the way they say it. So if he gives the gift to you, he doesn't take it back. He has given it to you. So you now decide how you want to use it. Sometimes you fall out of grace and you're going the other way. He doesn't take the gift away. But he said at the end of the day, some persons will say, Lord, Lord, I called your name. I healed people in your name. I did miracles in your name. I say, depart from me because I know you not. So he's not looking at the gifts to say, oh yeah, all of you, because I gave you gifts, all of you come back. He's looking at what you did with the gift, how intentional you were with preserving his flock. How will young people look at you today and say, is this what my holy mother is saying? That means I have a right to go and insult anybody that insults me. I just give them basbos. Those are the things that you will account for at the end of the day when you meet your Lord. And we say, but I did miracles now. I'll do hand, 15 people will fall. I'll do this one, 7 people will get pregnant. I did a lot of miracles. And you say, I know you not. Because you did not uphold what I taught you. Is in the actions at the end of the day. It's in the actions.
I think we can end up on that. Thank you very much, ladies of Your View. We have not shot yet. We have about 5 minutes left. I'd like us to touch on...
more than 5 minutes.
We have touch on the Timi Dakolo. I don't know. So we're going to wrap up on the whole thing. But in summary, I think the prophetess should have gotten feedback from everybody's views and across social media. And the truth is that indeed she owes the church itself an apology, because it's a church of white garments, holiness. When you see there's a sect that believes in purity, in where the garment is such a sacred garments that when you're wearing that, you should hold it in such high esteem that you shouldn't even be seen saying those kind of words. So I think she owes the church itself an apology for those words she put out there, and hopefully that she and the person reconciles, and so that they can show good example of reconciliation to others. Okay, I think that's the way to wrap up that. But just before the show runs out, we heard that Timi Dakolo was saying something about a driver he employed told his wife that he doesn't drive women, and this sounded so familiar because we are all women here, mothers and wives and everything, and I wanted to find if you guys have really had any of these drivers. I had a driver once who, I told you now, that he, when he needs anything, it's my husband who we're going to. And he's driving, I employed him. My husband is not the one that employed him. I pay his salary. If he needs something, he'll go and meet my husband. And I'm thinking, and Brown doesn't take nonsense. If you ask him once, he will dash you maybe the first. Second time, he won't answer you again. So you now start following my husband to hoping to get favors. Brown will not answer you. And I'm the one that will give you. But I don't know why you cannot open your mouth and ask me. Same here too. This driver is telling to Timi Dakolo, I can't drive women. I don't drive women. What does that mean?
I should go and sit back in.
No fine work.
It's not,
but it's not the same with you. Yeah, you're not hungry. It's not the same with your own situation.
Okay.
Yes. I totally understand your driver. I would, if I had a driver, it would be normal for him to talk to my husband for some personal things than talk to me. His business is strictly to drive me, go, come back.
But if he has an issue, if he has a welfare problem, shouldn't he talk to his boss, which is me?
That's about familiarity.
No.
Because we are in the Ville.
Okay.
Yes. So, and if you grew up in that culture, even in the Yoruba culture, there's this reverence you give to the madam, that if you must do anything, you talk to.
Really?
Yes. Even in the customs in the West. Yeah.
So I personally believe I'm the manager of the house. You've given me a go-ahead to manage the house on behalf of the main person. So not every request would go to the main oga. I see it as disrespect. I see it as one, you don't even respect me because you feel I'm a woman. I don't have a say. Then I wait for you to go and collect it and come back. Let's see if you will get it. That's one. Secondly, I feel like, why do I want to bother him with everything he's thinking in his head, his workload? Why do I want to bother him with your issues? Those are the issues that have to do with, how do you call it, household. Domestic issues. That's my forte, that's my job. That's where they have put me and that's where I'm handling. So when you jump over me, who is like the house manager, to the Oga Pata, like the chairman, you jump over your MD and you go straight to the chairman to go, and I feel it's disrespectful. So it happened recently, very recently. In fact, when I picked up my phone and I did not use any bad words. I don't use bad words on people, but I was like, don't ever. But why would I'm the one who's employed you. I'm the one who's paying you. If you need anything, come straight to me.
Exactly.
I will present the matter.
But all the staff now handle them. I'll present the matter to the Oga. We will deliberate on it, and I'll come back. He will send me the message, and I'll come back with the feedback. Don't go ahead of me. I don't take it.
But I want to talk about I cannot drive women.
Okay, pause for a second. Let me take from Lokoja, Mohammed. Mohammed, thanks for calling. You live.
Thank you. Hello,
You're live. Go ahead, Mohammed, please.
Yeah, thank you and good morning.
Good morning, we can hear
Go
you.
ahead, please.
Are you listening to the TV? Talk to us.
I really enjoyed the program. For those who say they don't love driving women, driving women, sometimes we as drivers, because I'm talking to you as a driver,
Okay.
It's based on a kind of communication you are giving to the person driving you, not because you are a lady or not because you are a woman. You know that the ogas in the house are free to...
Go ahead, Mohammed. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Yes. Ogas in the house are most time free to you as drivers than the madam. Madams, because of maybe the way they relate with you, with their attitude and all that. So that's most of the problems the drivers have with madams, and most of us don't like driving women.
So Mohammed, let me stay with you for a second. So if you got a job with your employer, you tell your employer you can't drive the madam because you don't want the madam's wahala.
No. Sometimes some madams are nice. Most of them, because most of them give drivers trouble.
How about ogas? Some ogas are nice and some ogas are not.
Nice.
Would that also determine whether you drive for a man or not?
No. But just because of those attitudes from madam, most times, because they look at you as you are a driver.
Oh, yikes. So that's
So
his,
he has entered where I was
Yes.
headed. He has put his leg there, which is culturally, Nigerian men have been brought up to think that they are above women.
Superior.
And you see this, I will not drive women. I've heard people, drivers, you know, people of a certain socioeconomic class would look at you maybe, like in the bank then you hear,
I
I get your type
For house.
for house. Because a Nigerian man has been raised to believe that he's above every woman, anyhow. As long as you're a woman and he's a man, he's above you. So when he even comes to you as, and it worked in the ancient days, where the women, all of them together, they enter the farm or whatever it is that they were doing, and all the men were the hunters and the going to war. But you're now living in this present day.
Yeah.
And things have changed.
Absolutely.
Now you need a job. And now you have to get a job from women that are empowered. How about women that do not even have husbands?
Exactly.
Who own cars and are seeking for drivers? What would you now do today as a person, as a human being living in
You look for
Nigeria
his
today?
a landlord to ask her what
So the thing is, men need to keep with the program.
Yeah.
You know, we even talk about it in marriage, where it seems that you have these traditional roles and you're unable to keep with the programs of modern day. So we need to keep with the program. If he looks for jobs, 1, 2, 3, and he does not get the job, he will rethink, his mindset will rethink. Remember the Action Aid guide says, if you, that alt bank says, if you put money to a problem, the problem will solve itself. Once you see that you're unable to get a job because you are basing off on gender, then you will rethink.
Go drink, Gary.
See, Nigerian men, it is not, there's nothing wrong when a woman expresses her displeasure about something to you. And it's not because you're a driver. It is because it is her right to do so, and it's okay for you to acknowledge when you have done wrong.
And take the feedback.
They do not also like to take correction if it is you. You hear an oga shout at this, yes sir, help you, the female. Say something a little, raise your voice even a little bit. See the way she's talking. They will sit down on your case.
Yes.
That woman, the way she talked to me, is not anything but because you're a woman.
Yeah.
Someone also, one more thing, someone was saying recently that he made a call to a call center and was upset about something. When he spoke to a woman, he says he noticed his voice was high. He was telling her off. The thing cut off, and then a man got on. He said while he was talking, he realized it was much calmer. He realized that inside him, you know, that bias was there. If it's a woman, how dare you? I'm talking to you, you're talking back.
It happens in the National Assembly. I don't know if you have noticed it.
Yes.
National Assembly.
Senator Tinomelaye and Senator Oluremi Tinubu.
Wait, let me pause you for a second.
It was about woman.
I have a call. Good morning, Benga.
Good morning.
You made the mockery of her at the time.
You're live.
Yes, pertaining to driving a woman, there's no big deal there. There's no big deal. But the relationship between the driver and the madam, you know, some madam, they may be so nice to the driver, to the extent that we are jealous. When you see the man going to the madam, the driver going to the madam, and the madam is responding to him according to the side. We are so jealous. We've been looking at
so whose problem is if you're jealous? Can't you work on yourself?
It's respectful.
Is there anything going on within them? Why is it my madam? And the madam always responds. A guy, maybe they went on and they are late before coming back. And the madam got the driver out. Where are they coming from? Coming this night and still giving the driver something. We're jealous, man, no.
Okay, thank you, Benga, for that feedback. Good feedback.
So,
you understand, Benga?
Very well. Ayodele Temi says, a driver once told me he doesn't drive elderly people, and I apparently wanted to employ him for my parents. And he said, I once spoke, one usually spoke with my dad anytime he had issues or needed assistance. I had to caution him that he would not get any assistance from me again if he has to channel through my dad. Now, for what Benga is saying, there's this familiarity that a driver must not get to with a madam when you're an interpersonal relationship. If I employed you at Sinosure, for instance, in my firm, that's a different matter. But if you are my close-up driver and you bring me home and back, you interface with me and my husband, you must show that respect when you talk about me in front of my husband. You cannot get to family and say, madam, today die, so you cannot just open your mouth like that.
You're talking about, does he have that familiarity with your husband? He does not.
He can.
He's also part
But
of the
he's
disrespect
not
for
my
women that he thinks he can be a certain sort of familiar with you.
We have to wrap up.
So it's either it comes as
the
show has finished
disrespect,
or it comes as over familiarity.
You will start our topic.
The show has
start our topic when the show was about to.
Show has finished.
I don't understand.
No.
We're doing another.
See,
Okay,
this
we'll
is
do
a cultural
part two.
thing. We need to handle it.
Don't do another one. No, be serious.
We have to wrap up, unfortunately. Write down the topic. So we'll do it again another day so that we don't forget it. But that's all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.